How to be a good negotiator. In order to be successful, you need to have a good set of negotiation skills. Being able to negotiate well for yourself can be a world-changing skill. When you have superior negotiating skills, you will quickly find yourself ahead of your competition and leading the pack. Here are 10 tips to be a good negotiator. 1. Prepare yourself beforehand. Whenever you walk into a negotiation, you need to be absolutely prepared. Trying to enter into talks without doing proper research is a recipe for disaster. You need to know as much as you can about the company as a whole, the individual you will be negotiating with, the problem you will address. Only with this knowledge can you expect to win what you hope for. Additionally, you will need to create a thorough plan. Make sure you set up a list of goals you wish to accomplish. This way, you can remember to stay focused no matter which direction the negotiation takes. Preparing yourself in this way will keep you calm no matter what comes out of the other person's mouth. Having a clear head during negotiations is half the battle. 2. Remember why you're there. Often enough, negotiations can quickly become derailed, leaving the participants forgetting the original purpose of their meeting in the first place. This should be avoided. Make sure you always stay on top of the ball by constantly reminding yourself and our fellow negotiators of the true purpose of being there. Regardless of the reasons for your negotiations, make sure things stay on track is key for a successful outcome. It is important that those individuals participating in negotiations remember the role that they are playing. 3. Know your power. One of the biggest reasons for failure in negotiations is the individual's self-doubt and lack of confidence. You have to constantly remember the power you really have over certain situations. Having that sense of power can help give you the edge up that you need. It will also allow you to push for certain outcomes that you might have otherwise considered out of reach. Stay true to who you are and take pride in your own positive qualities. It's important to remember that you have something to bring to the table in the discussions. If you didn't, you wouldn't be there in the first place. 4. Understand how this will affect everyone. Have in mind those people who will be positively affected if you win. By keeping everyone else in mind, you can end up feeling their support and having the confidence to carry on. Oftentimes, negotiations can leave individuals feeling like the world is on their shoulders. Bringing these people into the mix will help keep you focused on what you're really fighting for. 5. Leave your ego at the door. It's incredibly important to remember that during negotiations, confidence and ego are two different things. While you should certainly believe in yourself and abilities, an overbearing ego can actually have an opposite effect. Make sure you don't say or do things that could be offensive to the opposing parties. The most important thing you can do in negotiations is to remain respectful. Negotiations are meant to help build bridges, not burn them. 6. Voice your concerns. During negotiations, you might think that letting your weakness show could be a drawback. While you certainly don't want to expose yourself completely, showing your concern over different situations and circumstances could actually work in your favor. At the end of the day, it's a great way to get people to understand you part in the negotiation and be more willing to agree to your conditions. However, you don't want to be completely transparent either. It's important that you still have tricks up your sleeve that you can pull out, should the need arise. The art of negotiations has a deep connection to balancing between what should be known and what should be kept hidden. 7. Be empathetic. All too often do negotiations fall simply because neither side is willing to see things from the other's point of view. In order to be a good negotiator, you have to be considerate of the needs, concerns, fears and expectations of your opposition. That is the only way to arrive at a compromise that works for everyone involved. When your fellow negotiator feels that you're making every effort to establish that connections, they'll be more receptive to your needs. Find common ground and grow from there. Only through mutual respect can negotiations be made. 8. Listen more than you talk. In order to end up having real connections, you need to make sure you are willing to listen. Too many professionals feel that the only way to be a good negotiator is to loudly and constantly express their point of view. But this is not true. In reality, most successful negotiators will listen to arguments and needs of their competitors much more than they will express their own. This is because it will give you the perfect opportunity to gather the information you need in order to first find common ground, and second find weakness of your fellow negotiators. The more people talk, the more opportunities there are for them to let something out. Keep your ears open for those important key points. It will help you to know what you need to push in order to get what you want. 9. Look the part. When it comes down to it, negotiations are a battle of the mind. A big part of winning that battle is by giving off a certain type of impression. Be sure to wear the right attire that will help you look like an equal, rather than someone below them. Looking the part will help set your fellow negotiators at ease and allow them to be much more open-minded about your needs. 10. Watch for body language cues. In the world of negotiations, there are two types of communication. There is what the individual is expressing verbally, and what they're really saying with their eyes and body. Where a person is looking, even the movement of the eyes during specific statements can say a lot about their intentions. Even if you're not a masterful reader of nonverbal cues, being aware of things such as changes in tone of voice or lack of eye contact can tell you everything you need to know. Make sure you're aware of how the other negotiators in the situation are acting, if they are more than one person. This way, you'll be in a better position to play the right kind of cards to move things quickly in your favor. Well folks, these are the 10 tips for being a good negotiator. Remember that not all negotiations end successfully. Well, that is fine. Just learn what you can from the experience and move forward with the next opportunity. Are you still wondering how to be a good negotiator? If you can put these tips into use, then you can become a good negotiator in no time. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel.